He walked into the restaurant in a tailored black suit, confidence radiating with every step. The kind of man whose presence turned heads. A tall, quiet, powerful. His name was Ethan Carter, a self-made millionaire, single father, and the CEO of one of the biggest tech firms in New York. But that night, he wasn't there for business. He was there for something he hadn't tried in years. A blind date. What he didn't know, a broken bar, was that the woman he was about to meet wasn't there to fall in love. She was paid to ruin everything. Hook. Tell me, she whispered, her voice trembling as she looked into his eyes, would you still love me if you knew the truth? That I was never supposed to meet you, a broken bar, that I was paid to destroy your heart? The room fell silent. His jaw tightened, and what he said next, a broken bar, changed both of their lives forever. The beginning. Lena Brooks wasn't a bad person, just a desperate one. Life had cornered her in ways that stripped away her choices. A struggling artist with overdue rent, a sick mother, and dreams buried under bills. She needed money, fast. So when her ex-boss, Vanessa, the bitter ex-girlfriend of Ethan Carter, offered her $5,000 to ruin a man's date, Lena hesitated. A broken bar, but not for long. All she had to do was pretend to be his date, act rude, make a scene, embarrass him in front of everyone, enough that his blind date would walk away humiliated, leaving him alone. Easy money, or so she thought. The setup. Lena arrived at the luxury restaurant early. She wore a simple navy dress, borrowed, slightly torn at the seam, but elegant enough to pass. Her hands shook as she waited at the table, rehearsing the cruel lines Vanessa told her to say. And in a broken bar, Ethan walked in. He wasn't what she expected. He wasn't arrogant or cold like Vanessa had described. His smile was soft, his eyes kind, carrying a warmth that made her heart ache instantly. He looked tired, not from work, but from life. There was something in him, a loneliness hidden behind confidence. When their eyes met, Lena forgot her script. The unexpected connection. Lena, right? Ethan said, offering his hand. I'm Ethan. I hope I'm not too late. She nodded, struggling to speak. No, a broken bar, I mean. Yes, I mean. You're right on time. He laughed. And for the first time in months, Lena laughed too. The plan to humiliate him started to crumble with every passing second. They really talked, about art, family, life's disappointments, and small victories. Ethan shared how his wife had died 5 years ago in a car crash, leaving him to raise their daughter, Sophie, alone. He confessed he hadn't been on a date since. Lena's heart twisted with guilt. She was supposed to hurt him, but instead, she found herself wanting to heal him. The moment that changed everything. When the waiter spilled water by mistake, Lena rushed to help before anyone else. Ethan smiled quietly. You're not like other people I've met, he said softly. And in that moment, something inside her broke. I'm sorry, she whispered. I can't do this. She stood up abruptly and ran out, tears blurring her vision. Outside, she collapsed on the pavement, guilt eating her alive. But Ethan followed her. Lena, what's wrong? She turned around, unable to meet his eyes. I was never supposed to meet you. I was paid to. She choked on her words. To ruin your date. Ethan froze. His world tilted. Who paid you? He asked, his voice quiet but trembling. Lena looked down. Vanessa. The name hit him like a storm. Vanessa. His ex, the woman who'd betrayed him years ago. He didn't yell. He didn't walk away. He just looked at her, long and hard. Why are you telling me this now? Because I couldn't do it, she whispered. You didn't deserve it. The redemption. Days passed. Lena didn't expect to hear from him again. She returned to her tiny apartment, ready to face her miserable reality. But one evening, a knock came on her door. It was Ethan. He stood there, holding a sketchbook she'd left behind at the restaurant. You draw? He asked gently. Lena nodded. It's a broken bar. It's how I survive. He smiled faintly. Then maybe it's time someone helped you live, not just survive. He offered her a chance, a job as an illustrator for his company's charity project, helping children express emotions through art. She hesitated at first, thinking it was pity, but the sincerity in his eyes told her otherwise. Falling in love, working together brought them closer. Ethan saw the world differently through her eyes, through colors, emotions, and vulnerability. Lena saw how much love he carried for his daughter, how hard he fought to balance success and parenthood. Sophie adored Lena instantly. The three of them became inseparable, a laughter filling the home that once felt cold and empty. One night, while watching Sophie sleep, Ethan turned to Lena. "You changed everything," he said softly. Lena blinked back tears. "I almost destroyed you." He smiled. "No, Lena, you saved me." The truth and the forgiveness. When Vanessa found out Lena and Ethan were together, she tried one last time to destroy the leaking messages, photos, even admitting she'd paid Lena. But this time, Ethan stood by her side, in front of everyone at a corporate gala, cameras flashing. He held Lena's hand and said, "This woman made a mistake, but her honesty, her heart, and her courage, a broken bar, made me believe in love again." The crowd went silent, and Lena wept because no one had ever fought for her before. The ending that melted hearts. Months later, on a quiet evening at the same restaurant where they first met, Ethan knelt down and opened a small velvet box. "I don't care how our story began," he said softly, his eyes shining. "What matters is how it ends, with you, me, and Sophie broken bar as a family." Lena's tears fell freely. "Yes," she whispered, 1,000 times. "Yes." Final scene, hook that joins the beginning. She looked at him through tears and smiled. "Would you still love me if you knew the truth, that I was never supposed to meet you, a broken bar, that I was paid to destroy your heart?" Ethan smiled, pulling her close. "Maybe you were paid to ruin my broken bar, but all you did was ruin my loneliness." And as the camera faded, their laughter echoed, a proof that sometimes, love begins in the most broken of places.